agencies providing inputs and cops responding, like with what happened in Bihar, where the ASP himself confirmed that this is intelligence inputs and we reacted on this, and that was ahead of the Prime Minister's visit. We don't need a Prime Minister, President or a Chief Minister or some big shot to come and visit for intelligence agencies' inputs to get activated and to be considered. The level of radicalization, if it is rising, it will also create a certain level of counter-polarization, and that is not healthy. And if radical Islamist outfits who have no place in India are looking at India as fertile ground, are designing covers to try and suit what they feel will draw more attention in India, then we have a concern, Tushar Gupta. And clearly Prime Minister Narendra Modi is perhaps there, where everybody wants to try and have a go at him. And while in the guise of having a go at him, have a go at Hindus, have a go at Hindustan, have a go at Hindutva, at everything.
And then remember the video that surfaced from Udaipur, the two terrorists which recorded the video, the ones who committed the beheading. What did they say? That our next target is Prime Minister Narendra Modi while brandishing the murder weapon. Before we move to the threat of the ISKP, there are two aspects we need to clearly understand. The threat that we face today in terms of radicalization doesn't care for BJP or Congress. So every time there is this political argument given that this is due to the last 8 years of intolerance or majoritarian rule, it's absolutely gibberish. It needs to be dismissed. Number two, again, the radicalization, the threat of it which we are facing, the magnitude of it, it has nothing to do with Nupur Sharma. So let's stop having people who say that, oh, this is a reaction to the blasphemous remarks that came from the former BJP spokesperson. Two things. Now, Anand, we have to look at how ISKP came into being. We always assume that when we are dealing with the terrorist group, which is outside Indian soil, they are probably expansionist in nature. That was the era of 20 years ago. This is a new thing now. What the ISKP is looking for is not territory. What they're looking for is local radicals. They're not even looking to infiltrate India's borders. They're looking for local radicals who they can volunteer online. They understand they're limited when it comes to resources, when it comes to coordination, when it comes to carry out large-scale terror attacks. But their agenda is to carry out small attacks. Look at what happened in May 2020 in Afghanistan. 20-odd people killed in Kabul's maternity ward. In August 2020, you had another attack, 20-odd people dead in Kabul University. The most heinous of the attacks happened in August 2021 when 170 Afghans and 15 US personnel were killed. And again, these were all lone wolf terror attacks. So when we're looking at the threat of ISKP today, they look for the funding locally. So it's not like channeling funds from outside India. They look for the radicals locally who they can virtually radicalize and, for them to serve as lone wolves and carry out the attacks.
Tushar Gupta, Pathikrit Payne, stay with me. Have to move.